Now, I thought the first month of retirement would feel like freedom. The first month surprised me. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Doug. This is Retirement Starting Today, where we will talk about all retirement stuff, my daily life, and just retirement in general, and hopefully you guys can get something out of it. But it's good to talk to somebody about it, and you can talk to me about it if you feel like it. Talk to your friends, but retirement, it's good and bad, but it's always coming, hopefully to everybody, eventually. Anyway, but I worked for 30 years in a sign business, and in those 30 years, I don't know, you just got used to getting up early and doing just the stress and the just the daily activities wear you out, you know. But it just, I sold it suddenly, so it was quick. So my retirement could be different than a lot of people's. It was something that in 60 days, I thought I was working till 70, and here it is, somebody made an offer, and I'm like, well, that's a pretty good deal, maybe I shouldn't turn it down, and after 60 days later, here I am, that quick. So anyway, but you would think like the first week would be just pure excitement. This is great, I am retired. But not, I was a little more confused than excited, I'd say. You know, what's going to be my daily routine, and I'm not going to work, you know, every day. It hasn't set in yet. It's just, you're just getting up and wondering, well, should I go to work? Shouldn't I go to work? I don't know. But I still don't feel retired at this point. It's been a month. But that's what you get. I guess you get up and you just go on with your life. And it could be good. I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. And let's keep going from there. Now, the difference too is I already had 2 months planned in Florida. You should see, this is where I'm at now. I'm in Florida, sitting right in Key Largo, and I'm here for 2 months. So what's neat about it is, you know, I had that plan, so that kind of helped me in retirement. The first 30 days, I was actually home for the first 30 days, and I just got down here now, so now I got 2 months, which kind of throws me out of my daily routine. But it is interesting that worked out that way, because I had planned this trip like a year ago before even thinking about retirement. So it's nice. It gives me a couple months to relax, unwind, and try to figure out, you know, where I plan to go from here. So this is like about 30 days in right now. Now, when I first started, I had I had like a routine. Like the very first week or month I was home. So the first week I said, well, I better get in some sort of routine. I was always in a routine before, obviously, but this one's different. I don't have to get up at 6 a.m., coffee, and run around and get dressed and shower real quick and burn to work and go through traffic. You don't have to. I mean, I can sleep a little later. I can get some coffee in the morning, take my time, walk the dog. This is all something you can do, you know, at your leisure, as opposed to running around like a madman in the morning and got to get to work, got to run through all this crazy traffic. So it doesn't happen anymore. I could go to the gym. That's what I would do normally. Was, you know, after walking the dog, I get up, get cleaned up, go to the gym. I like going to the gym. Plus, it's good for you in retirement. You really got to stay active. And then I come back, have lunch, and then in the afternoons, kind of free to yourself, which I like. Enjoy fishing, but in the winter, New Jersey is a problem. Right now, I'm actually fishing behind me. I have a rod in the lagoon, so maybe something will bite. I have a little alarm on it, so if I take off running, it's because something bit my line. Anyway, just exploring, that type of thing. Like, just go see stuff you haven't seen in your own neighborhood. Make it easy. And then I do this YouTube. I'm always recording stuff, and then I have to, you know, and then I can edit it later and post it on YouTube. It just gives me something to do. It's fun, but it's amazing how fast the day goes by. So far, time has not been an issue of like too much time. So right now it's good. I also did a 3-day camping trip. Like, the beginning, that was the week 1, but then week 2, I was a little afraid, saying, "Oh man, what am I going to do? I got all week, nothing to do, right? No work. I mean, I can do your daily routine, but then, you know, you will do the same thing every day." But I like camping and hiking, so I took my camper. I have a little 17-foot camper, which is great. I towed behind my Jeep or my Bronco, and then I went camping for 3 days, and I took my dog, just me and my dog. My wife stayed home, and she had a lot of work to do anyway, paperwork and stuff. So she said, "I'm going to take it easy." We went out. We had a good time. Went down to Virginia and stayed at a Love's truck stop, who put RV park stops in. So I wanted to RV parks in the Love's truck stops. Confusing, but So I went down there and stayed at one just to see what it was like. And I have actually a whole nother series called Sea Robins, S-A-E Robins. I'll put it down below. But that is a YouTube channel where I do all my hiking and camping and traveling on. I have stuff from Asia on there, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so I went on this camping trip. What else is it? I guess that's really, I was down there for 3 days. I did some hiking. First one was the Loves. The second was in North Carolina, just at a state park, and it was fun walking around with the dog. We did some hikes, and it was a beautiful campground. Only $40 a night. All the hookups. It's not that bad. So now retirement, I am looking at the price a little more. The Loves was actually $60 a night in a truck stop. I don't know if that was worth it, but it was interesting to do for once. But it was very noisy. I don't know. Go see Sea Robins if you're interested in seeing what that was like. Actually, that's not, that particular one is not posted. Probably posted in a couple days, I would think. Then, really, after all this that I've been going through for the first 2 weeks, is there like a moment I realized that it was over work, and I don't think I've reached it yet. Thinking work's over yet. I haven't gotten to that point. So maybe over time, because I'm busy right now, it'll feel like I'm done, but I still get like some work calls, or people might not know are retired, even though I told most of the people, but there's thousands of customers over years. They still reach out, and I tell them I'm retired. So you're still kind of working. And then I have a lot of jobs that I started that aren't done. Some jobs go for a year or even 2. So now that I'm retired, I still have these jobs running. So I still feel somewhat responsible, even though you're not at all. I mean, nobody's going to call me about those jobs anymore, but you still worry about them, worry about the customers, making sure they're taken care of. So it's kind of a big deal. So I don't really feel like I'm retired quite yet, because you're still doing, like 10 years from now, obviously you're not going to have calls from customers anymore, that type of stuff. So I'm not at that point. When does that stop? Could be 6 months to a year from now. You'd have to think about your job. Is that where your job's going to be? It's not a problem. I'm not on the hook for anything, but it just still makes you feel like you're in the work thing. That could be good or bad. I don't know. It still adds a little stress to my life, which it shouldn't, which is ridiculous because I'm not even working anymore. That's what I'm saying. I'm not there yet. But so day 1 to day 30, I would say the difference. Day 1 is you wake up, you're almost like in denial. You're confused. You wake up like, what do you mean I don't have to go to work? It's just very confusing. Walking around and thinking, I don't have to go to work, but I should be. I feel like there's stuff I have to do, because when I left, there was still stuff I had to pass on to other people, because stuff was going to take a few weeks and I was done. So you still feel like you have to do that stuff. This is the first day or 2. Now, compared to, like, say, now, day 30, I'm already down in Florida relaxing. The stress level is definitely down from work, and the relaxation has set in a little bit. There's still plenty of other things in retirement to worry about financially or anything like that. But compared to day 1 to day 30, there is a pretty big jump. It could be a year before I'm totally free of work, I guess, mentally. I don't know. I'll find out. But anyway, I'm definitely more relaxed now, after the month. And hopefully that'll continue and even get more. Since I'm down in Florida for 2 months, I'm beating the frigid temperatures in New Jersey right now. But I give any advice to anybody really that's still working. I mean, retire when you can. Everybody's different. You might not want to retire, but I would retire when you can. And you can always find like a job that you like to get a little money if you're worried about money. But I wouldn't be saving like, I need $5 million to retire. I don't know. You don't really need to save crazy amounts of money. I mean, 100,000, 200,000, depends on if you're getting your Social Security yet. I'm still living off of savings that I have. That has to get me, I'm only 59, it has to get me to 67 is my full retirement. Will I take it early? Who knows, Social Security. But right now I'm only 59, so I have to live off of that. Now, I was also thinking about possibly getting a part-time job to supplement my income. I really don't want to work full-time, at least in a rat race anymore. But I like to get away in the winter, so I have to find something like a summertime job, which is not bad because I live in a beach resort in New Jersey, so they're dying for summertime help. So I could get something, a little extra spending money if I need to. But yeah, if you can, if you retire when you can. That's the object. And there's talk to other people that are retired, like myself or any of your friends that have retired. Because usually, if you're in your retirement age, a lot of your friends are. like mine, some have retired, some haven't yet, and I'm in the middle. I'm younger for some, but some of our friends are a little older. They've retired in their low 60s. Some working like as police officers, teachers. I have friends that retired already because they have a pension, so they took it and they were out in their late 50s like myself. And other people don't have any type of pension, so they're working until probably 67, full retirement age. So they still have a few years, some of my friends. Anyway, but to sum it up, I'd say I like getting up whenever. You know, I can get up. That's the best. It took me a little while because I got up at 6 a.m. every day anyway. But now you don't have to. I can get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, doesn't matter. But I'm still up between 6 and 7, generally more towards 7. I sleep in when I wake up. When I wake up, I'm rested. I'm good to go. I don't have to run around. There's no commute, no traffic anymore. I take, relax, take a shower. There's no rush. No rush, lower stress. I'm taking better care of my health with going to the gym more and swimming down in Florida, or trying to swim. We have a swim spot at the house, so I can do that. That's great. I mean, there are negative sides. Nothing crazy for me right now, but obviously watching a budget now, I might not go out and buy a nice $60,000 car. Because you're working, like, I can make that payment. Now you're like, well, maybe I better go down to a used car or 30,000 max or whatever price you may have in your head. But otherwise, I do think it is good to get in a routine, because the bad thing is I'm out of my work routine, which is not bad, but I really filled in your life. So now you have to get in a different routine to fill in the free time that you have. And I haven't had a problem yet, so hopefully it stays that way. But anyway, people ask me sometimes if I've retired or not, or if I'm not retired, but what my career is, or I'm working, and I have to say I'm retired. Some people they love talking about their jobs. Like, well, I can still talk about my job in the past. It's kind of weird talking about it when you're retired. I mean, I just want to tell somebody, yeah, I'm retired, and end the conversation. Yeah, I'm retired. So I'm retired. I used to work in the sign industry, and give them a little background. Because you still want to feel proud of yourself, what you did in your years. You don't want to feel like, oh, what I did was worthless or didn't do anything all these years. No matter what you did in life, you made a difference in somebody's, life. So anyway, I think that'll wrap it up. But for 30 days, big change from day 1 to 30. And I'll keep you posted on more of these. But right now, please, if you can give me a like, thumbs up, and subscribe. That'll help the channel out. And then hopefully I can keep posting more of these. I'll see you guys again Saturday with the fun stuff I did this week in retirement. All right, you guys have a great day. I will see you soon.